What's up, everybody? It's Coach Colton here at Columbus Martial Arts. Just wanted to do a quick video today. It is June 1st, so it's a new month. We have a new newsletter out on the app. But also, I just wanted to release a couple of announcements really quick. First up, this month is the first month of real summer. We know we have a lot of families traveling this summer on vacation and things like that. So the month as a whole, not too much going on. The only thing we have is the last weekend of the month. We have our teaching skills, sparring, and junior black belt prep on the 24th of June. We, of course, will have junior black belt prep on the other weekends of June as well. And we have our summer camp going on right now. Summer camp started earlier this week. It's going great. We have a lot of students here just having a good time each day. And parents, we do still have spots available for that. If you find that you're having to work over the summer, you don't have plans, your child staying home alone, you feel like it's not safe, or they're just playing video games, not very active, and you want to get them a little engaged over the summer, reach out to us. You can comment on this video, or you can reach out through us through our student app and just write the word summer, and we'll get with you and give you all the details on that summer camp and get you started ASAP. Also, I wanted to follow up a little bit on our parent skills videos we've been doing. We've released two of them so far, one about influence and versus authority, and then one about positive pre-framing. I mentioned in the influence versus authority video that one way that parents most often use influence is through choices, giving their student choices. So I wanted to talk a little bit about choices with you today, because I think choices are absolutely brilliant. Choices can be a great way to influence your child to make good decisions and to build their decision-making skills, but only when you use the skill of choice making correctly, okay? Ultimately, the biggest thing is that when you give your child choices in life, especially as they're first making decisions on their own, you give them choices that are easy, and that either way they make the choice, it's a decision that you want them to make. Classic example is a picky eater who won't eat their vegetables. And you tell them to eat their vegetables and they say no, you could use your authority and crack down and say you're going to eat those vegetables, or you're going to go to bed hungry, or not have X, Y, and Z. You're going to not be able to play video games, whatever it is. Or at the grocery store, when you're walking to the produce section, you can show them a couple of vegetables and get them to make a choice about what vegetable they're going to eat. And they'll actually get more excited about eating it because it's a choice that they made and they thought they had some power in the decision. The key being that you don't really care what vegetable they pick. You just want them to eat their vegetables, right? And this is something that I've heard more and more parents getting a little confused, or kind of going to a dangerous spot as a parent. Because as a parent, you're kind of like, you're their guide on this crazy adventure of life. And of course, as they grow up and they make choices have consequences. And sometimes those consequences can be severe. But in the beginning, you want them to, make decisions that you're comfortable with. So I see some parents saying things like, oh, I can't force them to do X, Y, and Z. And they're allowing their child to make decisions that are going to lead them down a bad path. As a parent, you absolutely can force them to do certain things. Can you force them to eat their vegetables? Absolutely. If the choice was force them to eat their vegetables or not, getting any vegetables and being malnourished, what's the better choice? The better choice is to use the authority to make them eat their vegetables, right? And that's what I wanted to talk about, kind of piggybacking off that last video. We mentioned influence versus authority. Influence is better because it's going to drive them to make the good decisions even when you're not there. But if they're not making a decision at all, or they're consistently picking the bad choice, you have to continue to use that authority. Authority will never go to zero. We want to use that as little as possible to inspire them. But at the end of the day, parents, you have a job as the authority figure to put a foot in their rear end and make sure they do what they need to do, whether that's studying, eating their vegetables, exercising, using their manners, whatever that crossroads you're at is at. So choices I love because it's a great facet of influence that can get them to use their thinker, get out into the world and start making decisions. But you have to be careful. In the beginning, when you start doing this, you want the choices to not really have any consequences. You want whatever choice they make from the options you give them to all be positive. Some of the younger students, maybe you're still setting out their clothes to get dressed for school, right? That's a great choice. Start laying out a couple of different things for them to pick. Don't just give them the whole wardrobe and they're going to walk out with some swim trunks and a hoodie and two mismatched shoes. Lay out a couple of t-shirts for them to pick from. Lay out a couple of shorts for them to pick from, or a couple of pairs of pants or what have you. And over time, open that closet up, and by then they'll be able to make those choices and actually dress themselves appropriately by example. And you can take that and apply it to many other facets of life. And if you can get them making good decisions younger, that's going to benefit them, of course, in the long run. And they're going to be critical thinkers. They're going to be problem solvers. They're going to be leaders. So parents, if you've ever used choices to your benefit, write it in the comments below. If you're not using choices, try to implement it. Because it will also take a lot off of your plate, because as a parent, you're probably having to do a million things, but if they can think for themselves and figure things out and make their own choices, you can kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit and not have to stress out about as many things as well. So I hope you're having a great day. Let's try and use some choices this week. We'll see you on the mat soon. Bye, everybody.